Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I share my love of fragrance, body care, and beauty. In this video, I'll be reviewing the new Zara perfumes from Jérôme Epinette. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. I've been taking a break from Zara as they continue to churn out tons of new fragrances, but I was intrigued by the new collection that's in collaboration with Jérôme Epinette. He is a master perfumer and has created a lot of fragrances that I really enjoy. Some of his perfumes that I have in my collection include Ariana Grande God is a Woman, which isn't one of my favorites, but it is a popular one. Then there's Ellis Brooklyn Myth, Nest Wild Poppy, and Santal Carmen from Atelier Cologne, and I have a limited edition bottle here. And he also created both Slow Dance and Sundazed, which are two of my favorite scents from Byredo, as well as Commodity Velvet, which I absolutely love. He's also the nose behind a couple of my favorite summer perfume mists from Sol de Janeiro, which are Do Not Disturb and the new Summer Et Amor. There are 3 new scents in the Zara collection, and I picked up all of them because they all had interesting notes. They are available online now, and they're $35.90 US. The glass packaging is pretty minimal and has a nice weight to it, but the caps are a lightweight black plastic. I don't think I have any other Zara fragrances in this style bottle, though it is similar to some in the men's line. The collection includes Bold Blossom, featuring keynotes of rose, amber, and saffron. Moonlight Whisper, with keynotes of pistachio, cardamom, and pink sugar. And Sunlight Bouquet, with keynotes of peach, orris, and rhubarb. And now let's get on to the reviews. The first scent in the collection is Bold Blossom, which has top notes of pink pepper, mandarin, and saffron, mid notes of rose, incense, and raspberry, and base notes of patchouli, black amber, and tonka bean. And this opens with a heady rose and some spice from the pink pepper and saffron, as well as some zesty citrus. The rose feels fresh and a little dry at first, but it gets more velvety over time. After a little while, the raspberry adds a slightly juicy fruitiness, but the rose remains most prominent. As it continues to dry, it sweetens, but also has a warm, spicy incense. There is a bit of a woody feel, which I think is the patchouli, but it's not overly earthy or strong. The dry down is my favorite part, where the sultry rose and spice mingles with a softly powdery amber and tonka sweetness. Overall, I think this is a very pretty scent, but I do always tend to like the combination of rose and saffron. Keep in mind this scent is very rosy and feels a bit mature, but not in a bad way, just sort of elegant. So if you don't like rose, this scent is definitely not for you. It's really nice on its own, but I might try to layer it with vanilla scent for a little added sweetness. I believe this may be similar to Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, but I don't have that one. So the closest comparison in my collection is Love Chopard by Chopard, and that has notes that include a mix of roses, mandarin, jasmine, orange blossom, and patchouli, and it's a heavily floral scent that's predominantly a dry rose. It also has a touch of citrus as well as some spiciness. I can find the rose in Love Chopard overwhelming at times, but the dry down has a nice hint of honeyed sweetness. These are both heavily rose fragrances, but Love Chopard is darker and spicier, while Bold Blossom is brighter and has a bit more sweetness. The next scent in the collection is Moonlight Whisper, which has top notes of pistachio, bergamot, and cardamom, mid notes of violet, peony, bellini blossom, and pink sugar, and base notes of musk, amber, and whipped vanilla. And this opens sharply with the bergamot and spicy cardamom. It's pretty strong at first, and I don't really care for the smell of cardamom, but I just had to give it a few minutes for it to start to soften. The pistachio adds a light nuttiness as the florals come in, which are soft and delicate like a powdery violet. There's a bit of a sparkling quality, but it doesn't really feel alcoholic to me. And then the pink sugar and whipped vanilla bring in a sugary yet creamy sweetness. While there are floral touches in the background, this feels very sweet and gourmand and delicious. It seems like pistachio is still having its moment, and this one is a love for me. I really like the caramelized sugary quality, as well as the nuttiness mixed with creamy vanilla. And I think the dry down is just beautiful. And for comparison, as you might expect, I have Yum Pistachio Gelato from Kayali, which has keynotes of pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. And this is a soft, powdery scent with nutty pistachio and a sweet cotton candy as dry down. It's not your typical gourmand fragrance to me because it has a prominent, clean, soapy note to it, but I do really enjoy it. These have very different notes, but they do smell rather similar. Yum Pistachio Gelato has a slight booziness from the rum, as well as the soapy quality, while Moonlight Whisper is sweeter and a bit more creamy. Zara may have been trying to create their own version of Yum Pistachio Gelato, and I think they got pretty close, but I do like the subtle differences. And the last scent in the collection is Sunlight Bouquet, which has top notes of citrus, pink pepper, and peach bellini, mid notes of pink rose, lily butter, bamboo, orris, and rhubarb, and base notes of marine accord, pink sugar, patchouli, tonka bean, and vanilla cream. And this opens with a mix of bright citrus and a juicy, slightly sparkling peach. There's also a bit of tartness, probably from the rhubarb. And while I get the rose, there's a more prominent powdery floral, as well as a touch of greenness. As it dries, the sugar and vanilla add some sweetness, but it's not a super sweet scent overall. I was most wary of the marine note, and there is an aquatic quality that feels sharp, but it's not so much that it turns me off, although I do wish it wasn't there. To me, this is a sweet, fresh, fruity scent with powdery orris and a slightly creamy vanillic base. Keep in mind, though, that it does have a noticeable marine quality. And for comparison, I have Tom Ford's Bitter Peach, which has notes that include peach, blood orange, jasmine, heliotrope, rum, cognac, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and patchouli. And I don't think these are dupes, but it's the closest comp I can find in my collection. And it's a really strong, spicy peach scent. The peach isn't sweet or juicy. It's more syrupy and mixed with heavy booze, vanilla, and tonka bean. There's also some woodiness, patchouli, and an overall noticeable spiciness. These actually do share a similar feel with the peachy part of the scent, as well as the vanillic sweetness. But Bitter Peach is more spicy and bold, while Sunlight Bouquet has the powdery floral and aquatic quality. Overall, I think that this is a really nice collection. None of these will top my favorite Jérôme Epinette scent, which is still Commodity Velvet, but I think all three scents feel high quality and well blended, especially for the affordable price. I still think Zara is releasing too many fragrances and would prefer they take the time to give us quality over quantity, but I do think this collection succeeds in that respect. If I had to rank these, my least favorite would be Sunlight Bouquet, because I'm not a huge fan of peach scents and I don't care for the marine note, but I do like the powdery floral. While it's not a love for me, I can see how others might enjoy it. The other two are pretty close for me. Bold Blossom is a pretty, ambery rose scent with spicy saffron, and I really enjoy the subtly sweet rosy dry down. And Moonlight Whisper is probably the one I'll reach for the most. While I don't care for the cardamom in the opening, once I get past that, I really love the combination of creamy, sugary vanilla and nutty pistachio. So that's it for my review of the Jérôme Epinette collection from Zara. Let me know what you think of these scents and if you're going to give any of them a try. Thank you for watching, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.